Namaste, I'm Riza Red. Today our practice will focus on the Vishudda, or throat chakra. In the Vedic tradition, it's considered the seat of truth, and it's where our true self lies. We will be moving through a series of asanas and breath work to open and nurture the throat chakra. Let's start in a comfortable seated posture. So join me in Sukhasana or any cross-legged posture where you can get your spine nice and erect. Make yourself comfortable, make any adjustments. I like to take my hands to the heart just quickly and give thanks, gratitude before I begin every practice. Great. Now in Sukhasana, grow the spine nice and tall. We're going to do some ujjayi breathing here, the ocean breath. So inhaling and exhaling through the nostrils and hearing the sound like waves from the sea. Place your left hand on your heart, your right hand on your stomach, and focus on the ujjayi breathing. Let the breath enter the nostrils and caress the back of the throat. Going deep down and exhaling again, warm air coming through the back of the throat up the nostrils. We're going to recite the bija or seed mantra for this chakra, Ham. Bringing the palms together, rub the hands and create heat. Bring the palms to either side of the throat, warming the throat. Inhaling deeply, we're going to exhale with the sound Ham. 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 Now you can recite this silently to yourself throughout the practice to fortify the throat chakra. Come onto your hands and knees and take balasana, child's pose. Drop the forehead down to the earth. Relax the throat and the back of the neck. Looking up, come into dolphin pose. Tuck the toes under, hips go up and back. Press the forearms actively into the floor. Shisulasana. Again, relaxing the neck and throat. Making any adjustments you need to here. Drop the knees back into tabletop pose. Come up onto your hands. We're going to take cat-cow breath here. Inhaling, we take the head back and drop the belly. Exhaling, nose to the navel. Go ahead and align your wrists and elbows underneath the shoulders. Take a few breaths like this. Creating space, stretching the spine, creating flexibility. Walk the hands slightly forward and push the hips back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Keeping the neck and face soft. If you like, you can pedal your feet here in down dog, or bend one knee at a time, whatever feels good. We want to awaken the hip flexors as well to support the lower back better during the practice. Coming back to center, lift the right foot up and back and bring it between the hands. step the left foot forward to meet. And step up, straightening the legs into Hastasana. Bring the arms up and overhead, palms touching. Slight back bend here. When we come back to center, go ahead and open the hands, cross the wrists overhead. Left over right here. And take a back bend. Extra opening of the shoulders here, the throat. Come back to neutral, switch hands. Right over left here. And gently bring them back behind you, extending through the fingertips. Creating a spaciousness in the chest. Drop the hands to the heart. Fold forward here. We're going to raise the hands up. Exhaling, swan dive down into Uttanasana. Forward fold. Walk the hands forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Offer up a flat back. Extend through the collarbone. Back down to Uttanasana. Take the left foot back here. And right foot back into plank. Roll through into up dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Very nice. Again, opening that heart, creating spaciousness, bringing air into the lungs. Come back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. We're going to lift the left foot up off the mat behind you, bend the knee and step between the hands. Bring the other foot to meet. Hastasana, straighten the legs. Come to a standing posture here. Again, bringing in cooling blue breath into the throat area. Nurturing the throat. Focusing our attention there. Hands come up, overhead, palms touch. Exhaling, swan dive down into forward fold, Uttanasana. Walk the hands slightly forward into Ardha Uttanasana or place the hands on top of the thighs here. Take the right foot back and left meets behind into plank and come down for a vinyasa. So up dog here or cobra, your choice. Again, extending collarbones outward. Exhaling, downward dog. Lift the right foot, bend the knee and bring the right foot between the hands. Drop the left knee back, Anjayasana, low lunge. Arms come up at your sides, palms touching up overhead. Draw the tailbone down, take your head back and look up. Reach to the fingertips. Lift your chest, rib cage away from the hips. Make sure to keep the knees neutral. Breathe here. Hands on either side of the right foot. Step forward. Straighten the legs and come up into Hastasana. Hands to the heart. Breathe here. Hands come up, palms touch at the top. Swan dive back down into Uttanasana, forward fold. Walk the hands forward, Ardha Uttanasana. You can use a block or bring your hands up to the top of the thighs. Rest your hands on the tops of the thighs here. Offering a flat back, extending the chest, opening. Exhaling, sink back down, Uttanasana. Take the right foot back this time, another low lunge. Bring the arms up, all the way up, palms touching. Anjaneyasana, drawing the tailbone down. Lift your pubic bone towards your navel. Again, reaching through the fingertips. Head goes slightly back. Feel the cool air entering the nostrils, refreshing the back of the throat and sinking down to the bottom of the lungs. Breathe deep. Exhaling, bring the hands to the top of the mat. Bring your right foot to the top of the mat. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Bending the knees, coming up to chair pose. Bring the arms up and out, fingertips reaching. Pelvis tilts forward. Breathe here. Strengthen the legs. Come into Hastasana, or a standing posture, mountain pose. And come all the way down for a forward fold. Looking up slightly. Take the left foot back and right foot back into plank here. Lower yourself all the way down as slow as you can down to the mat. Adhavanasana. To a downward facing corpse pose. And then push yourself back into Balasana. Bring the hands to the bottom of the shoulders and push back very gently. Surrender the forehead down to the earth. Breathe. Come up onto the knees. We're going to do Laghu Vajrasana, or little thunderbolt pose here. Take the hands to the lumbar spine behind you, palms flat on the back. Tilt the chin back and take a light back bend here. This increases oxygen intake and purifies the lungs. If you want to support the lower back, only take the neck as back as you can, as what's comfortable for you. Come back to neutral position, walking the hands forward. We're going to lie all the way flat on our belly again. Bending the elbows, we're going to take the arms out to cactus arms. We're going to do cactus arm lift here. Inhale. Exhale, come back down to the earth. On the inhale, we're going to lift the head and the top of the chest. Exhale, come back down to the earth. One more like this, preparing us for Shalabhasana, locust pose. Inhaling up. Extend through the collarbone. Exhale down. Take your arms down to your sides, palms facing down. We're going to take Shalabhasana here. So inhale, raise your head to look forward. Using your inner thighs, lift your legs up. Keep your chest lifted as you widen across the collarbones. Try to keep the feet together, flex the feet. Drop down. Give your legs a shake out here. Bring the arms forward. We're going to take Shalabhasana with forward arms. And on the inhale, we're going to lift the feet up again and the arms up. Again, inhale, raise your head to look forward. Use your inner thighs again to lift your legs up. Draw your feet together. Widen across the collarbones. Bring breath into the collarbones. Exhale down. You can bring your hands underneath your forehead here and rest. Look up and bring your forearms to your sides. Come into Sphinx pose, Salama Bhujangasana. So rest your elbows under your shoulders. Press your forearms into the earth. Lift your head. Exhale, take the forehead down to the earth. Inhaling, come up, lifting the chest, opening the heart, releasing the throat. Exhaling all the way down. With every inhale again, picture that blue light coming into the throat. Bring the elbows into the chest, hands underneath the shoulders. Press yourself up into Cobra pose. Again, picturing that beautiful radiant light expanding with every breath in the throat, clearing and cleansing. Exhaling, bring the forehead all the way down. Shake the legs out. We're going to come into Ardha Bakasana, half frog. So we're going to bend the right leg, bring the foot to the right hand, keeping the shoulders squared. Press the top of the foot down with the hand, keeping the shoulders even. It's a great way to also open the chest and release the sides of the neck. Exhale, release the leg. Switching sides, bend the left knee, bring the left foot to the left hand. Breathe here. This pose creates body heat, cleanses, and awakens Kundalini so that we could better speak our truth through the throat chakra. Exhaling, come all the way down to Bhujangasana. Set up for Cobra. Inhaling, bring the heart up. This creates spaciousness in the throat, heart, and lungs. We're opening the Ida and the Pingala for energy to rise up into the throat chakra from the Muladhara and back down again. We're freeing up that space. Drop your forehead down to the ground. Come up onto your knees. Now we're going to make fists with our hands and bring our fists together and put them between the knees because we want to make sure that our legs are hip width apart. And we want to make sure our alignment is just right. So I'm going to turn towards you and show you to do. We're coming into Little Thunderbolt pose, or a modified version, which is also beautiful for opening the throat, heart, and chest and unblocking energy there. So making sure we're aligned here. Go ahead and take a back bend. Take your hands behind the small of your back, palms flat on the small of your back, fingers pointing upwards, and tilt your head back slightly. Again, widening the collarbones here. Drop your hands if you can towards your legs, towards your sides of your shins. And breathe. Come back to center here. Drop the tops of the feet and come down into Balasana, child's pose. We're going to prepare for camel pose next. So come up onto the knees. Curl the toes under. Release your palms to the tops of the heels. Take a slight back bend here. Release the front ribs and lift the front of the pelvis up. Lift it up towards the ribs. Lift the lower back ribs away from the pelvis. Keep the lower spine long. Elbow creases facing forward. Release the throat. And inhaling, come up to neutral. And take child's pose, Balasana. Inhaling, come up onto the knees, curl the toes under. One more round of camel. Bring the palms back down onto the heels, fingertips down, facing down towards the earth, and open the heart. Widen the collarbones. Opening the connection of the heart and the throat here. Come back to neutral position. Come back up on your knees. And come to lie on your belly now. Rest your head on your hands. Shake your hips from side to side. We're coming into bow pose next. Dhanurasana. So we're going to bend the knees. Bring the heels towards the buttocks. Take hold of the ankles. You can use a strap here. I've got a slight injury here on the ankle. And point your toes. And lift your head up, inhaling. Lift the heels away from the buttocks. Press the shoulder blades against the back. Open the heart. Draw the tops of the shoulders away from the ears, expanding the collarbones again, and breathe into the back torso. Drop all the way down to the earth. Shake the hips out, lower back. Come up onto your knees. And we're just going to twist from side to side, letting the arms fall loosely here. And drop down all the way down on your belly one more time, walking the hands forward, laying down. Bring the feet back up to the buttocks, bending the knees. Another round of Dhanurasana. Lift the head up. Lift the thighs away from the floor. Don't let the knees open. Keep them aligned. Keep them hip width. Press the pelvis down. Smile. Exhale, drop all the way down to the earth. Shake the hips out, lower back out. Press yourself back into Balasana. Child's pose. Again, relaxing the neck and the head. Feeling supported, feeling like your expressions and your words and your true self, who you really are, is fully supported by the universe. Look up. Sit up here. Kick your legs under. Extend the legs forward. Bring the feet together. Dandasana staff pose. Go ahead and spread out the sit bones. Grab the thighs and move them outward. Get comfortable. If you need to place a blanket underneath the sit bones, maybe rolled over twice for extra support in case you have a knee injury or knee issues, please do that. If not, just sit up nice and tall. Press the palms down into the earth. Don't lock the knees, but keep the legs straight. We're going to come into Paschimottanasana, a seated forward bend. Press actively through the heels. Draw the inner groins deep into the pelvis as we hinge forward from the hip joints, not the waist. Lengthen the tailbone away from the back of the pelvis. Breathe. You can bring your hands, wrap them around the outside of your feet, at the arch of the feet, or use a strap, or just place your hands on top of your shins. Keep your elbows as straight as possible, and breathe. Breathe. Inhaling, come up to sitting. We're going to take the palms just behind us, straightening the arms, upward facing plank. Lift hips off of the ground. Draw down through the toes. Lift the heart. Slowly bring the hips down, back into Dandasana. Shake the legs out. Again, we're going to hinge forward from the hips. Another round of Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Keeping the knees soft, but not locking them. Keeping the legs straight without causing any tension on the knee. Keeping the elbows as straight as possible. Breathe. Look up. Come up to sitting. Marichyasana C. So bend the right knee, bring the right foot over the left, sit up nice and tall, your foot actively pressing into the earth. Bring the arms up, right arm behind you for support. Exhale, rotate your torso to the right. Bring your left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Look just beyond your right shoulder if you can, or keep your neck neutral. Again, this is great for flushing the lymphatic system, increasing circulation. Also good for the parathyroid glands on the sides of the neck. Exhaling, come back to center. We're going to do the other side, so switch the legs. Bring the left leg over the right. Adjust your sit bones here. Grow the spine nice and tall. Taking the arms up, left palm goes behind. Bend the right elbow and bring it on the outside of the left knee. Rotate your torso to the left. You can turn your gaze over the left shoulder or keep your head neutral. Whatever feels right for you. These asanas have opened and harmonized the throat chakra, helping us open up our own channels of self-expression. And come back to center. Dandasana. We're going to take an upward plank, palms behind you, raise the pelvis all the way up. Drop the head back very gently, or keep it neutral. Draw down to the earth with the toes. Push the earth away with the palms. Exhale, bring it all the way down. Sit here in Dandasana for a moment. Take some neck rolls here to the right. Just softly rolling the neck. Let your tongue float up to the roof of your mouth. Relax your jaw. Go ahead and rotate to the opposite direction, to the left here. Roll the shoulders back. Again, releasing the trapezoid muscles and all the muscles that support the throat. Roll the shoulders forward. Shake the body out. Reach for a block now. We're going to go ahead and place a block under our head and lay down. So base the block right underneath your head. So it's just on the edge of your skull cap, lengthwise. If you place a block too high, your chin will kind of draw into the heart and cause a little strain in the neck. That's not what we want. We want more of a neutral position. So you find this a little difficult, so lower the block and let the head be supported by the block. Release the weight of the head down. Lay in Shavasana for a moment. You can stay here if you'd like. Or before the final Shavasana, we'll do a light neck stretch, just one last stretch. So bring your hands to remove the block first, and go ahead and interlace the fingers and bring them behind the head. And support the head, the weight of the head. Bring your elbows together and exhale, bring it all the way down. Open the elbows down to the earth. Inhale, bring the elbows together and slightly raise the head off the floor. Exhaling all the way down. Using your hands to gently support the weight of the head and just stretch the muscles in the back of the neck, leading up to the skull and down the middle of the back. Exhale all the way down, release. And come into the final Shavasana. May you always be connected to your authentic purpose in life and communicate your truth in a loving, kind way. May the channels of divine communication and consciousness always be open to guide you.